Trilateral Data Fabric is unique because of the massive amount of data that we are creating to achieve highest possible quality of digital humans.
The data pipeline, the Trilateral, is one of the most important things here because it connects all the processes and help us to move data from one place to another.
You can think about Sunflower Framework as an input device for capturing image data to build custom scanners to make digital humans. Initially, our scanners were only able to record 3D. That transition from 3D to 4D scanning generated 50 to 60 times more data per session than before. And with NetApp technology, we basically didn't even notice it.
With the next generation scanner, we are going to generate 70 gigabytes of data per second, around 1 petabyte per day.
Trilateral is changing our business model from services to becoming a technology provider, and the biggest challenges are scalability and deployability.
We had a problem when we started to scale. Our storage wasn't big enough, it wasn't fast enough. We realized that NetApp allowed us to capture the data in a way we thought that was previously impossible, and improved the lives of our developer by allowing us to integrate Data Fabric into our pipeline. Currently, we are storing terabytes of data, and the same NetApp technology will be usable when we are storing exabytes of data. We will be able to scale to the cloud without the need to change our current data fabric.
Cloud will enable our clients all around the world to have access to our tools and technology.
Thank you. So the reason I wanted to show you that video very quickly was because I've been personally involved with Trilateral over the last 12 months. And I remember when we first got involved with them, going down to meet the CEO of the company, Vladimir Mastilovic. And I remember how the conversation went. You know, they had some technology challenges that we'd gone in there to talk to them about. And I started the conversation. I said, what's the challenge that you have? And he said, right now, we have a capacity and a performance challenge. The amount of data that's coming in off the Sunflower rigs is 70 gigabytes per second. It's almost a petabyte per day, and we can't consume that. We can't cope with that. And so I said, that's fine. That's our bread and butter. We know how to do that. What do you think are going to be the challenges going forward? And he said, as we start to productionize this, because they're building this rig is something that they can sell to other companies, the software and the hardware that goes with it. He said, at that point, we have to modernize our continuous integration, our development pipelines, because we can't sell the technology in the format that it's in right now. I said, okay, I'm sure that's something we can look at. I said, what about after that? He said, then we're going to move to next generation cameras. And when we hit the next generation cameras, he said it could be 150 terabytes per second, 2-3 petabytes per day. He said, we'll need to address a performance challenge that doesn't exist right now. And I said, and anything after that? Thinking, right, this is enough. And he said, yes, we've just been bought by Epic Games. And now we have to be able to share this data securely with Epic Games locations all across the world. I said, well, what if I could help you build a data fabric that would allow you to address all of those things when you need to address them? We started off by introducing all-flash FAS. We fixed the performance, the capacity problem. We've started introducing max data as they're starting to use the next generations of cameras, and we're able to collect data at a rate that we'd simply not been able to do before. We're introducing HCI and NKS so we can help them to modernize their entire software development pipeline. And we've now started to encourage them and started to test with them using Cloud Volume Service for AWS so that they can share data securely over the world. That was the CEO of the company. Yes, he was interested in technology. What he wanted was a partner that could give him a strategy, and he bought into what we could do because we could help him build a data fabric. And I just thought that's just a wonderful, wonderful bringing to life of exactly what it is that we've all been working on for so hard for so many years now. So I'll leave you with a few thoughts. We are a leader where you would expect us to be a leader. I think we've done a lot of work around this. We've established ourselves as a leader in external storage arrays. We've established ourselves as a leader in terms of object platforms. In EMEA, we have a very, very solid and growing HCI business, and we'll continue to see further and further integrations of what HCI can do as a part of the data fabrics that we're bringing to life. And so we're leading where you would expect us to lead, but I think what you're starting to see now is we're being recognized for leading in areas that people simply didn't expect from us. So that's a really powerful proof point from my perspective. And this one was just a sanity check. This is not an overnight process. When you decide you want to put your technology into a cloud provider, first of all, you've got to do all of the cloud providers. Then you've got to do all of the regions. Then you've got to integrate with all of the different delivery mechanisms. You are not a cloud integrated storage company, which some people claim they are, because you happen to offer one of your services in one of the hyperscale providers in a couple of regions. That is not cloud integrated. And you please be aware the amount of effort that goes into establishing your offerings in multiple ways inside all of the hyperscalers across almost every region. That is a multi-year process, which we are so far ahead of, and I'm really proud of the work that the guys have done on that. And be aware of that when you come across other companies that say we're cloud integrated. Not all cloud integrations are the same. But that's just endpoints. That's important, but it is just the endpoints. Why do we call ourselves a cloud data services company? It's because we have the endpoints, but it's because we deliver a whole set of capabilities over and above them. If you're a cloud data services company, it is not simply about storing data. It is about providing a whole bunch of the capabilities that we've just been demonstrating to you. How do we orchestrate it? How do we migrate to it? How do we provide compliance and governance across it? When you can start to do all of those things, that, for me, is when you start to be able to claim that you are really a cloud data services company. So I'm going to go back to the 3 takeaways that we showed you this morning and remind you of them as the sort of takeaways that I'd like you to go away with this afternoon. We are absolutely seeing customers transforming IT, and it takes all sorts of different shapes and different forms, but transformation is happening. Whether we like it or not, it is happening. And they are building data fabrics. And I'm going to quote, I think it was Anthony said it earlier on, your customers are building data fabrics. You are building data fabrics, whether you currently call them a data fabric or not. We are on the world's biggest clouds. And that has taken a long time and a lot of hard work to become a partner, such that we're not just dabbling and placing our technology in the clouds. We are actually in the clouds. And now with Keystone, we can start to wrap all of this in the kind of consumption models that people expect when they look at a hybrid multi-cloud model. So if those are 3 things to take away from this, I would really like you to remember those as you leave for this. So the last thing it goes for me to say, please join us for a drink. We have a reception. I know it's what you've all been looking forward to, and you just want me to get off stage so you can go to the bar. We have a reception straight after this, so please, so please join us for a drink afterwards. I'm certainly going to be around for the next couple of hours, and I would love to talk to as many of you as I possibly can. And I'm going to finish the way that I always finish. And if you've seen me talk before, I make no apologies that this is the way I always end a talk. I truly thank every one of you for being here. I thank you if you're a customer, for your trust in us, your confidence in your business that you do with us. If you're a partner of ours, I trust you and I thank you for your partnership and having the confidence to come with us on this journey and start to help us go to market with Data Fabric as a concept. And if you're an employee, thank you for the passion you bring to work every single day. This is not easy. We're not a single product company. We are a multi-product company. We are bringing new technologies to market every single day of the week, and that requires passion, dedication, and enthusiasm to keep up with all of this. So I thank every single one of you for those reasons. But you've taken a day out to be here. And I always think it's a terrible shame if we all just drift off and have a beer and we go home and we kind of forget about the conference until next year. So I'd like to ask you, do one thing because you came. Over the next couple of hours, as you're having conversations with us all, think of one thing you'll do because you were here. Whether it's a conversation, whether you go to cloud.netapp.com, set up an Amazon account and go and find out what it's like. But do something because you were here. Because quite frankly, if you do nothing, then why were you here? Why did you bother coming? And the other thing I will say is if you do that, then I guarantee at some point in the future, you'll do that one thing. And at that point, you'll look back on this conference and you'll think, that was a damn good use of my time. And that is the only reason we do this. Thank you very much indeed.